My name is Robin Goldman, and I am a realtor with the DONNAKERRGROUP. I'm here today at the Power Plant Condominiums at the National Park Seminary, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about what it is like to become a resident here and what we offer at the Power Plant Condominiums. I've had a lot of you reaching out to me, asking me, what is this place? I've never seen anything like it. And you're right, there's nothing like these condos on the market. So let me tell you a little bit about the history of the National Park Seminary. This entire area was once a resort, then it became a women's college in 1894. In 1942, Walter Reed annexed it under the War Powers Act to be able to convalesce soldiers in World War II. Now the entire area has been rezoned as residential, and it is now a combination of single-family homes, townhomes, and condos. And the Power Plant condominiums are the latest installation to that residential community. Now, the Power Plant condominiums are actually composed of 3 separate buildings, which were some of the original structures of the Women's College. The exterior buildings have been historically preserved. The historic preservation provides a unique aesthetic and architecture that you just cannot find anywhere else. If you can see behind me, those lovely arched windows, that's part of the original window opening, but we've replaced the window with low-E windows so that you get all the beauty and the history of the original building while getting energy efficiency and modern upgrades. As you can see to my left, quartz countertops. We have a high-end Bertazzoni range, custom cabinets, all kinds of features such as wide plank hardwood floors, recessed lighting everywhere, upgraded pendant lighting, a skylight. There are all the modern conveniences and features that you would look for in a condo, but you get the aesthetic of this incredible historic building. There's nothing like these on the market. You can't find them anywhere. We have in the Power Plant condominiums still 8 units available for sale currently. They range in price from $699 to $999. Every unit has at least 2 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. Some also offer lofts or an office space. Some have exterior balconies. They all have access to garage parking, which is climate controlled, and storage units that can be purchased along with your unit. So a lot of great upgrades and a lot of great features. And one of the best features here are the residents who live here. And I've had the pleasure of getting to know some of them, and some of them have agreed to talk to us today about why they decided to move here and what it's like to live in these condos. So I'm really excited for you to get an opportunity to know the residents of the Power Plant condominiums. Let's go chat with them. Today I have the pleasure of sitting 6 feet apart with some of our lovely residents who have already moved into the Power Plant condominiums. I'm going to be meeting with Debbie, Noah, who all moved in a few months ago and are going to talk to us about what it's like to live here in the Power Plant condos at the National Park Seminary. First, I'm going to start with Debbie. Debbie, we are so excited to have you here. Thanks so much for agreeing to sit down and talk about your experience of living here in the National Park Seminary. Tell me a little bit about why you decided to move here.
Well, my husband and I were looking to downsize from our large single-family home, and we started looking around in the area. We really weren't planning to do anything for 3 or 4 years, but when we came over and saw what they were doing here with these units, we just fell in love with it and decided we had to do it right away. And since each unit is unique, when we found the one we wanted, we had to grab that one when it was available.
I can see that. I mean, I think it's a really beautiful place as well and so unique, right? Can you also tell me, what is your favorite thing about being here in the National Park Seminary? Like, what do you like best about this area?
Living in the National Park Seminary is just almost like being on vacation. It's such a unique place. You look out your window and you see a Dutch windmill or the woods and the glen, and it's a nice combination of that beautiful history and uniqueness, yet inside it's all the modern amenities and design. So it's just different than anything else out there.
Tell me a little bit about the neighbors and what it's like being in this area. I hear it's a really tight-knit community. Can you speak to that a little bit?
One of the surprises we found when we first moved here is what a sense of community there is. As we walk around, walking our dogs, everyone stops to talk, and there's such a pride of place. They'll say, I was the first one to move into Aloha House, or I live in the President's House, or the Music House, and everyone seems to know everyone, and I really look forward to times when we can all even get together more. I see groups getting together socially distanced for a little music concert or a barbecue, and it's just a really nice community we're looking forward to being part of.
And you have an incredible unit. I absolutely love your unit. It's so unique. They all are. Tell me a little bit about your unit and what you like about it.
Well, Carl the builder did an amazing job designing everything and putting in such nice features, much nicer than we had in our prior home. Beautiful tiled bathrooms and soaking tubs and great appliances. So it's really fancy and special, more than we're used to. So we've really been enjoying that. And then we have the other unique aspects, like we have a turret that's our dining room and an outside patio with 2-foot-high columns and ceiling and a historic bench. So I don't know where you'd find something like that other than here.
Now, Debbie, you know that Carl Vogelmeyer, who is the builder on this project, is very involved and he's very committed to the residents who live here. Tell me a little bit about some of what he's done for you and what it's like having a builder so involved and so accommodating.
Well, Carl the builder is amazing. Every time I ask him, can you do this, can you do that? As we move in and find we have additional needs, he says, we can do anything. And he and his guys are in there putting in new outlets or FiOS connections or hose bib or anything that we decided we need. And he's just been very responsive and great to work with.
Debbie, thank you so much for being with us and for talking with us. We really got a feel for what it's like to live here, talking to you. So thanks so much for being with us. Next up, I have Noah, who lives here with his wife in the power plant condominiums, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about his experience here. So Noah, what brought you to the National Park Seminary? Why did you choose to live here of all the places that you could have lived?
So we decided to come to the National Park Seminary because my wife is a doctor. She's finishing her residency. It was the time to buy a house. And we had been looking for a while and kind of came here on a lark because we saw the beautiful work that was being done. We saw this historic renovation and we thought that's right up our alley. We love historic buildings. And we came to see the firehouse. And we found out there were all these other condos and looked through. And originally, we weren't going to buy right away. We were months away. But after seeing all of these beautiful units, we started to think this could actually be it. This could be the one. And we met with Carl a few times and started narrowing it down and eventually decided it was a great combination of aesthetically what we wanted, being in a close-knit community, having a historic building, but also having the benefit of new construction, and also being in the right location, inside the Beltway, pretty close to the city, metro accessible. It checked pretty much every box that we wanted.
And what do you love most about being here?
It's been a little strange in the time of COVID, but we found that the community is close-knit. We're on a couple of listservs now, and I'm sure there are more to be discovered. And something that seems to bring everyone together is an appreciation for what this area was and what it is now. So not only the history of the neighborhood, but also the fact that it ended up kind of being deteriorated and people abandoned these buildings and it was sitting here for a while. And there's been a great renewal and I think a great source of pride in the community that at the turn of the 20th century, it was this great community. There was a period of downturn and now we're back and have turned this into something really beautiful.
And tell me a little bit about your unit. What made you choose it and what do you love most about it?
We have really liked living in the unit so far. this is the first house that I've owned, that my wife has owned, and we appreciated being able to work with Carl to get some of the finishes that we wanted and some custom designs, not only with things like choosing different lighting, but actually installing shelving and kind of building the unit as we went. And it's not a cookie cutter. It really feels like ours, and we've really appreciated that. Every day, I'm pretty thankful to live there, and so far, I think we've done a pretty good job taking care of it.
Yes, Carl really is very accommodating, and he's done a lot of unique things, just like he did for you, for some of the residents here, to customize the unit a little bit for them, because he loves making people feel like they are at home as soon as they move in. So thanks so much, Noah, for talking with us a little bit about your experience, and I'm so glad you're loving living here, and thanks for showing up and talking to us today. I'd like to speak to all of you who are out there watching. I want to let you know that we still have units available. Please don't hesitate to call me with any questions. There are some great tax incentives with this property. You get a tax incentive from the Maryland Historical Trust, which can be up to $50,000 credit. You get 5 years of county tax abatement, so there's great tax incentives for living here. But the real incentives are what we just saw on camera. The real people who live here, who absolutely love it, who take great pride in this historical site, and who take advantage of all the wonderful amenities such as the trails and being close to Rock Creek Park, being close to the Forest Glen Metro, being minutes from Silver Spring, Bethesda, Chevy Chase. It's really just a beautiful place to live. So please reach out to me if you have further questions. I am at Robin, R-O-B-I-N, at DONNAKERRGROUP.com. That's DONNAKERR.com. Or you can text me at 301-332-2036. Thank you so much for joining us on our resident interviews today, and we can't wait to hear from you.